The Parabat Express has arrived. The children have to get on board very quickly to look for leftover items before anyone else does, and to avoid the train guards. People are buying tickets for the Parabat Express and showing them to the ticket collector before the train goes back to Dhaka. At the railway station, three-wheeled auto rickshaws called baby taxis wait for passengers from the Parabat Express. Once the passengers arrive, there's usually a traffic jam outside the station. Sylhet's narrow streets are often choked with traffic. We're going to take a baby taxi to Gangkul. The journey east will take about 3 hours to get there. We turn off the main road at Roltali Bazaar, which is part of Gangkul. There are many stalls and small shops in Roltali Bazaar. The bazaar can sound noisy because it's usually very busy, and there's always the sound of traffic from the main road. This man works in the tea shop. He's making shingara. They'll be filled with potato or meat and are very tasty. This man is buying some leaves called pun. He doesn't have a wallet or trousers pocket. Can you see where he keeps his money? The bananas in Bangladesh are smaller and sweeter than those found in most British shops. This stall has 2 types of betel nut on sale at the front. This is the blacksmith's workshop. The sawmill at Gangkul provides this furniture-making shop with 3 types of wood cut from local trees. It takes a day for 2 men to make 1 chair. The furniture goes on display in the showroom. In this workshop, they're making scent. In the past, most people in Gangkul had their clothes specially made in this sewing shop. Nowadays, though, most people prefer to shop for clothes in the market. On the main road next to the rickshaw stand, there's a workshop to repair and repaint auto rickshaws. The village is less than half a kilometre from here. Some houses in Gangkul have tin roofs. This is Nazmul and Jasmine's family.
আমার নাম ফয়জুদ্দিন, আমি ফারুকের ছোট ভাই।
আমার নাম নাজমুল হোসেন, আমার বয়স 10 বছর। আমার নাম জাসমিন, আমার বয়স 9 বছর। আমার নাম রুমি বেগম, বয়স 12 বছর।
আমার নাম মমতা, আমি তোর দাদি।
আমার নাম হেনা বেগম, আমি ফারুকের ভাই।
আমার নাম রেনা বেগম, আমি ফয়জুদ্দিনের বই। বুবু কাকাত
In the morning, Henna washes the dishes at the small pond near her house. She uses ash to clean the pots because it's rough and abrasive and scours away the leftover food. There's always plenty of ash available and it costs nothing to use. By the end of December, a lot of the water in the small pond will have evaporated. There'll be very little rain from now until April, so it's a good time to remove some of the mud from the bottom of the pond before it gets baked hard by the sun. Emdad's grandfather, Moshur, is usually given the job of clearing the excess mud which has built up during the year. By April, the pond will begin to fill with water again. During the dry season, though, it's the water in the well that's used to clean the pots. A new tube well is being dug for the village to provide clean drinking water. Until the tube well is ready, Henna must walk to a neighbour's house to collect drinking water from their tube well. How much water do you think there is in the pot Henna carries back from the tube well? In the kitchen, rice and dal are cooked over an open wood fire. Dal is often eaten with curry. It's made out of lentils. The smoke goes out of a hole in the roof. In the dry season, from November to April, cooking can be done outside. In the open air, people can also use dry leaves, which would give off too much smoke indoors. Nazmul and Jasmine's mother Henna is cooking rice and a potato and fish curry. The rice needs water to boil in. It takes about half an hour to cook. Special grippers are used to move hot pots. Momota, Rena, Rumi and Nazmul help Henna as well as looking after the younger children. The younger children are often crying, but the whole family helps while the mothers are busy. When the rice is ready, the water is drained off. Finally, a fish called tundra is prepared. This fish is available from Roltali Bazaar. Momota and Rena are making a food called fita. First, the rice is pounded. The rice powder is emptied out. A sieve is used to separate larger grains from the flour. Water is added to the final mixture. The mixture is now made into shape before cooking. This is the first stage in preparing betel nut to eat. Many adults in Bangladesh chew betel nut, known as gua in Sylhet. Betel nut first needs cutting into smaller pieces. Because it's a hard nut, special sharp cutters are used. Betel nut is eaten with a certain type of leaf known as pun and a white lime mixture known as sun. Finally, after the lime mixture has been added, Momota sprinkles some special spices called pun porag to give a good taste. This is one of the oldest mosques in the village. Riyadh explains that before going to the mosque, people wash their hands, face and feet. There's a pond outside the mosque where people can wash. The call to prayer is heard 5 times a day. In the village, men attend the mosque and women pray at home. The call to prayer has given enough time for people to reach the mosque before the prayer begins. Henna and Emdad's mother take their babies to a mobile clinic, which has been set up in a nearby building. The doctor and nurse travel from village to village giving vaccinations. Nazmul's 6-month-old brother, Ruman, is to have his polio vaccination. Khaled has an injection card, which is certified by the nurse. Details are kept on all the children who come to the clinic. Here is Jasmine playing Sorry with Tunni and her other friends. Jasmine needs to be at school by 12:15 p.m. when her class begins. She eats lunch before she leaves. There are 403 children in Gungkul Primary School. It's time for the morning classes to go home. Now the afternoon children file into class. In older classes, the teacher calls the children by number and not by their name. The youngest children are in class 1, the oldest in class 5. This is class 1.